Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing okay today and that you're ready for some more The House in Fata Morgana. I always expect you to start talking when the song ends. Yeah, that's kind of hard to do because I can't hear the song. It's only you guys that hear it, so I have no idea where I am at the song, really. You're ready to be pissed off and sad? Perfect, perfect, and you're at the right place. Yeah, so last time we started Michel's door, and we are slowly learning about the past that he has hidden away from Giselle and just try to sort of forget, I think, like just get past, really, is a better word, probably. And so far it's nothing too traumatic. I mean, it's very sad. He's born intersex, and he didn't know, his parents didn't know, no one really knew about it, because they thought he was a girl, because what else were they to think, really? So yeah, he's being raised as a girl, and he's feeling this sense of wrongness inside him, and he admires his brother's bodies and wants to be like them, and everything just adds up to his frustrations, and we ended off with him being basically violated by this disgusting friend of his brother, who tried to quote-unquote woo him in a very disgusting way. So yeah, and he was being consoled by Amy, his brother's fiancée, who he has a bit of a crush on. So yeah, it's a complicated past for sure, and I am ready to dive into it and continue. So let's do that. Also, tell me if the sound is okay, because I was told during my Bloodborne stream that the sound was a bit too high, so I lowered it, but now I have no idea how it is for this stream. So tell me if it's too high or too low, and I'll try to fix it. Alright. Amy frequently visited my chambers. I didn't know if it was at Mother's request or of her own volition, but I prayed it was the latter. Music is a tiny bit loud? Okay, we'll try to fix it then. This is always so tricky to do. Let's see. Is it better? I try to not mix with it too much because I'm scared of lowering it too much, so tell me if it's good now or I can lower it a bit more. She was a very touchy-feely person. No difference. Okay. What about now? Is it okay now, or should I lower it a bit more? I wait until you have said something. That's good. Okay, perfect. She was a very touchy-feely person, and she seemed to have a particular fondness for playing with my hair. Whenever her voice danced its way into my ears, it would wreak havoc inside me. Being enveloped in her scent day after day stoked the fire growing within me. I did my best to remain as straight-faced as possible, because the last thing I wanted was her catching on. I understood that the things I was feeling were untoward, to say the least. Your hair is so utterly enchanting. I never seen hair so white before. I think having color is much prettier. Oh? Well, yours is white is the most difficult color to make with paint. There's no greater challenge than capturing the beauty of true white. Living with such a splendid example of the color must have given him a very high standard of quality. Say, Michel, maybe you could tell me about yourself today. I would love to get to know you better. Tell you about myself? Yeah, we could become even greater friends if we found some mutual interests. I enjoy playing chess, and I consider myself quite good. Oh my, chess! I never played. You're such a bright girl, Michel. Would you like to try? I could teach you. I appreciate the offer, but I think I'll pass. I doubt I will be any good. Oh, okay. What else is there? Say, your favorite kind of flower, fragrance, color, or gemstone? Are there any embroidery patterns you're particularly skilled at? I don't have any favorites, no. And I'm not especially good with a needle either. No? Do you have shaky hands then? I wouldn't say that, no. I'm, fairly good with a knife, I think. A knife? Oh, like a kitchen knife? No. A sculpting knife. Sculpting? Is that really so strange? It is a bit unusual, I'd say. But George does it all the time. His room is practically made of wood chipped in charcoal and paint. George is an artist, and a man. There's nothing unusual about him doing some sculpting. Why is it okay for him, but not for me? Does being a girl really make that much of a difference? Well, why don't we practice embroidery together, Michel? I get the feeling you spend too much time with your brothers. But now you have me. I'm sure it won't be long before you appreciate how much fun cooking and needlework can be. She sounds just like Mother. And she gives the same reason too. Because I'm a girl. But that's not an explanation. It's a vague generalization. That said, if I agree, I can spend more time with her. Okay. Wonderful. We'll come up with beautiful designs together. And when you've made something you're proud of, you can give it to a boy who catches your eye. Or, if you prefer, you could give it to your father or brother. I would like George to have what I make, though. Oh, I've been wondering, did you and George meet at the royal court? Oh heavens no! I've never been to the court. One day my father told me I was getting married. And the next day is when we first met. It happened that quickly. What, are you worried about me, Michel? Go make me a sandwich, it'll be fun. No, stop. Don't worry, I'm not displeased with the arrangement. In fact, I'm quite happy with it. Aristocratic marriages are almost always sudden. And as a woman, you get used to being a piece in their games. But George, he's different. He's a gentleman. A gentleman? Him? You sound surprised. I believe hedonist suits him better. Oh, I quite disagree. I have complete faith he'll do good by me. I couldn't fathom where she found such confidence in him. Especially a man she had just only met. How could she trust him at all? She was nothing but a pawn, and she knew it. So maybe she was simply putting on an act. I had trouble believing her smile was anything but genuine, though. One day, you'll meet the right man for you, Michel. And he won't be a drunk like the guy from earlier. He'll be a kind, hard-working, respectable man. I would rather not find anyone. I suppose this is all still too soon for you, huh? Say, how old are you, Michel? 14. Oh wow, I assumed you were younger. Do I really look that young? No hard feelings. You're just like a tiny little doll, so small and slender. And look, not one bit of meat up here at all. Hey! She playfully grabbed me from behind and started prodding at my chest. As her delicate fingers slid across my skin, I found myself gripped by a very indecent urges. Every heavy thump on my heart felt sinful. She couldn't know. I couldn't let her. Everything I had been fighting to keep down came hurtling to the surface. You're so cold, you know that? She was touching me like it was nothing, caressing my hair. Was she this intimate with George? Or was it because I was a younger girl that she was so keen on putting her hands all over me? Before I understood what I was feeling, my body acted. It was pure, unfiltered impulse. In my attempt to escape from her grip, I twisted around, only to find my face inches from Amy's. Slowly gravitating closer, I pressed my lips against the corner of her mouth. Amy sat there, flabbergasted. I was equally aghast. I'm sorry. As I frantically put some distance between us, I'm sure my face was red as an apple, though I didn't know it at the time. Well, that was certainly unexpected. Hi Quill, welcome! Don't worry, we haven't gone on for too long. I'm sorry. Did I make you uncomfortable touching me so much? Amy was smiling, though it looked forced. No, not at all. Then I must have startled you. I'm sorry. If I had let you go sooner, we could have avoided this accident. What do you mean, accident? A kiss on the lips is... It wasn't an accident. It wasn't, Amy. I seem to have confused you somewhat, Michel. What? I know I can be very touchy-feely with you. And you took that to mean you should do the same. No. You can't do that again, alright? You're watching to catch up on 175 speed? Yeah, you do that. If you want to kiss your friends, you do it on the cheek. Save the lips for the man you love. I should get going then. George starts getting cranky if I don't give him enough attention. Hold on, Amy. So long, Michel. She wouldn't hear me out. Once Amy had fled my chambers, that was when I finally comprehended my own emotions. That she had stolen my heart. But Amy was George's fiancée. No, that wasn't the problem. My body, was not meant for her love. Oh, I love that sentence. It hits so hard, my god. It's painful. I awoke in the middle of the night to pain in my joints. Not enough exercise, I guess. I tried bending and stretching my arms and legs, but it did nothing. So after pondering on it for a bit, I decided to go for a late night walk to distract myself. I would say those are probably growing pains. As I approached the corridor adjacent to the courtyard, I heard a woman's voice. I'm still concerned about staying here. Amy's voice. Doing my best to remain perfectly quiet, I pressed myself up against the wall by the window and listened in on the conversation. I knew it was improper to eavesdrop, but the sound of her voice had me frozen in place. It's Michel. I'm afraid I've confused her. A tiny jolt ran down my spine, my muscles all tensing up at once. The sound of my name rising to her lips. but not in the way I would have liked. She kissed me. Well, almost, but how could I have guessed she thought of me that way? Mother told me she didn't have any female friends, and asked me to be one for her, which is why... So she had only been coming to see me because Mother had asked her to. I had been afraid of that. Afraid that she wasn't there to be with me. That she had no fondness for me. That my yearning for her was one-sided. She kind of scares me, the way she looks at me, always watching every little move I make. I'm sensitive to that sort of thing. I can tell what's going on through Michel's mind. I managed to deflect it this time, but I should have never gotten friendly with her. She had seen through me from day one, understood what I was feeling before even I had. It's disgusting. Homosexuality. Homosexuality. Did I hear her right? Something inside me crumbled, and with it came an intense sense of wrongness. There it was again, that overpowering discomfort, that fear coursing through my veins, that repulsion, that irritation, that apprehension. What on earth was I? Did I view Amy as a member of the same sex? Were the things I felt homosexual? I heard Amy sigh from beyond the window. Then the man beside her, who she was confiding all this in, replied, "She's still just a child." That voice. And one with underdeveloped social skills besides. Understand that she's going to do and say some inappropriate things. It's not uncommon for a child to mistake admiration for love. And I didn't know this until recently, but when she gets something into her head, she has a tendency to run with it without thinking. Was not the man's I assumed it was. The other day she asked me to let her be a knight. I can't imagine how she thought that would end any other way. Why? It's not very often there are women other than Mother at the estate. I imagine she simply got nervous being around you, and something got mixed up in her head. Why was Didier out there with her? I hope that's all it was. Amy, hadn't you told me you thought George was a gentleman? So what were you doing, getting so friendly with Didier? And Didier, weren't you my ally? Or was that all an act, like her? You were going to be a knight. So why were you out here with your brother's fiancée? I'm glad to have you here, so I hope you can figure something out to make it work. I'll do what I can, but... And I'm kind of reluctant to say this to you, but something has to change. As it is, she kind of grosses me out. Oof. Imagine being Michel, just having to stand there and listen to this. Oh my god. She grosses me out. So what? I was some kind of sick, disgusting creature? All I had done was show feelings for her. I couldn't be yours or Didier. The needles piercing me expanded, both in size and number. Soon I was being skewered by a dozen of them, and the heated sighs rising from the courtyard only served to make the pain worse. All I could do was cover my ears and run. Poor Michel, oh my god. Why? What were you doing out there, Didier? How am I gross, Amy? It's not real. It's all a bunch of lies. This entire house is nothing but a fraud. None of it was ever real. The family gatherings, Amy's smiles, Didier's kindness, George... What about George? Did he agree to the marriage knowing about them? What the hell are they thinking? You want to know who's really disgusting? God damn it! I will not cry. I will not cry! I can't let myself. Girls cry. Tears are for girls, not for me. I disagree with you there, Michel, but I understand what you say, but tears are for everyone. I bit down hard on my lip, wrapped myself in my sheets, and pressed my hands hard over my ears. Squeezed my eyes shut as tight as I could manage, tried to get away from the things I had seen. Images of them embracing in the night threatened to float back to the surface, but I shook my head, casting them off. Praying I wouldn't have any nightmares, I drifted off to sleep. You're caught up? Welcome to the present! The next day, I awoke with a terrible fever. I hovered in a sweltering wave of heat, unable to tell dream and reality apart, listening to a seemingly endless stream of cracking noises. The sounds were coming from inside my body. I thought I was falling apart. Mother was horribly worried. I had never been the most healthy child, but I had never fallen this ill either. I couldn't get out of bed. My voice was raspy, like an old woman's. I was genuinely afraid I would wither away and die. Mother called in doctor after doctor to see me, but they all said it was the flu. That bodily pain was common with fever. While there was a doctor in the house, Mother was able to remain relatively calm. But once they were gone, the anxiety came back. She stayed with me day and night, even before going to sleep. Her hands gripped mine. They held me fast. She had her head bowed, as if in prayer. "Don't worry. It'll be alright, Michel. God is watching over you. He will protect you. You are His child. You are His angel sent to earth. He will not forsake you. The doctors say it's just the flu." Though her words seemed to be directed at me, there was a vacantness in her voice, as if they were really for herself. For so long she had wanted a daughter. I couldn't understand her fixation. But seeing there through my cloudy eyes, I wanted to apologize for ever thinking spending time with her was agonizing. "How are you feeling? Your mother's here for you, don't worry." But the only sound that came from my mouth was a faint gasp. I drifted in and out of sleep, Mother's hand wrapped around my own. And I had numerous dreams. In my dreams I was a man. In my dreams I was Didier and I was George. In my dreams I fell in love with Amy. And in my dreams I loved her. "You're disgusting." But with one word, the dreams twisted into nightmares. My body was torn into fleshy chunks, and I sunk into the darkness. Several days later my fever was gone, like it had never been there. However... What the... My voice did not recover. And when I attempted to climb from my bed, the murderous pain in my joints came rushing back. Instead of my feet, I landed on my face. My voice was unbelievably deep. And the pain only got worse. Every time I took a breath, it felt like someone was hammering a spike into the back of my neck. It felt like my body was falling apart, like my dreams were becoming a reality. "Michel! Michel!" When Mother scrambled into my chambers, I remembered the time she had spent at my bedside, and a wave of relief came over me. I reached my hand out in a show of vulnerability, but she didn't take it. She couldn't take it. Mother? What? What's wrong with your voice, Michel? Ah, I see. You're still not feeling well, are you, Michel? A look of restrained fear on her face, Mother stepped toward me, placing her hand on my forehead. Her palm felt hot against my skin. You don't have a fever, but I hurt all over. My joints. You're still sick, Michel. But don't worry, you'll be fine in no time. Now, back to bed with you. You're a girl. You're a girl, so you shouldn't be sitting on the floor. It's bad for your back. As Mother repeated the phrase, "you're a girl," again and again, that nagging sense that something wasn't quite right grew more distinct. Was I really sick? Was this actually my voice now? And if it was, what was I turning into? My voice was certainly not a girl's voice. Puberty hit. It's hitting him hard, with like severe growing pains. Did you guys ever have growing pains like that? I remember when I was a kid, like I used to get a lot of pain in my legs. I remember quite well the feeling. It was not very pleasant. My voice never went back to normal though, so Mother ordered me to remain in my room. I hadn't recovered yet, and so long as I was sick, I couldn't be let out. Again, something felt wrong about her calling it a sickness, but I had no evidence of the contrary. I had no way to know I wouldn't get others sick if I exposed them, as she claimed, so I had no choice but to do as she said. Oh, we logged into the wrong account. Dude, or don't scare me like that. I was like, what? What is going on? Hi. I almost thought that my chat was possessed for a moment there. You have some faint memories, but nothing that bad. I see, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as it was here, but I have heard stories of people getting like really bad growing pains, so yeah. In time, Mother too stopped visiting me, and the only people I saw were servants. They did their jobs, but refused to look me in the eye. No one else came to see me though. You didn't have quite such tormented dreams, but the pain and many days of sleep you do remember? Okay, yeah. It's interesting that it could be so different from for many people. Like I said, for me it was just in my legs, but I used to have that pain like a lot. Not Amy, Didier, or George. 1 month passed, then 2, then 3. Occasionally the pain in my joints would withdraw. At other times it would worsen. Whenever I could, I would drift off to sleep. I would hear the sound of my own joints creaking. I would dream of a woman standing in the courtyard, her soft chestnut hair fluttering in the wind as she twirled to face me, a smile on her face and her breast exposed. One day, after around 6 months of servants refusing to make eye contact, I stopped one and made a request to have a mirror brought to my room. Can you imagine that? Just being locked in your room for like 6 months for going through puberty. Like, seriously, it's so bizarre and so... Seriously. While he didn't acknowledge me, The next day I had my mirror. By that point, I was fairly certain I knew what was happening to my body. Sounds like COVID. Please don't remind us. Although, for me it wasn't too bad, because I am usually like stuck inside my house anyway. So my life didn't really get that much different, to be honest. I had no clothes to wear, because none of the multicolored dresses hanging in my wardrobe fit me anymore. Putting the heavy red cloth covering the mirror aside, my completely naked body came into view. Sorry. Something resembling a mix of a chuckle and a sigh of pity spilled from my lips. This is me. 6 months. After only 6 months' time, I could hardly recognize myself. Extending my hand for the mirror, I traced the outline of my bony reflection. My shoulders lacked mother's curves, and my skin's Amy sheen. I was pale and haggard, but structurally I looked like my brothers. Obviously, being younger than them and not as active, my muscles lacked any kind of strength, but it wouldn't have batted an eye if I saw myself holding a sword. I was a full head taller than I had been 6 months earlier, and I felt an odd certainty that I wasn't done growing either. Staring at myself in the mirror, I traced my name across the surface. Michel. Don't need the last two. Michel. For the first time in my life, I liked my name. I still didn't think an angel's name suited me one bit, but it was staggering how different it felt now, even if it sounded exactly the same. Those last two letters changed the meaning entirely, turning it from a girl's name to a boy's name. Now this makes sense. Everything was falling into place. My admiration for Didier, the envy I had for my brother's bodies, the feelings I had for Amy, the indecent dreams I'd been having. I was always male. I cackled like a fool for the first time in my life. I laughed so hard at the sight of myself my stomach hurt. It was the first glimmer of light I had seen in this locked room for far too long. This was what I was supposed to look like. My life up until 6 months ago, constricted and uncomfortable. My life as a girl was all a lie. No one could possibly look at me and call me an angel. I was always a boy, but I've been told I was a girl, forced to act like one. Yeah, the chrysalis bursts, exactly. Don't call my laugh a demon laugh, that's rude. I'm doing my best. Of course that wouldn't feel right. They needed to know. Demon vampire? Maybe. Yes, I would love to have some maids. Can you send some over to me? They need to clean my kitchen, it's a mess. I couldn't be the only one who understood. Everyone in the house needed to. You would put yourself in a box? Perfect! I look forward to it. Fueled by this one desire, I wrapped a sheet over my shoulders and threw open the door. It seemed ridiculous how long I had followed Mother's instructions and remained cooped up in my room. And now, I felt fantastic. If there truly was a God in heaven, then this This change within me was his answer to my prayers. A manservant carrying a tray of food did a double take as I passed him. The further I proceeded through the corridors, the more eyes I felt on me. The midday sun shone obnoxiously bright through the windows. But now, with its piercing radiation illuminating my proper self, I felt an odd affection for the light. I could hear the family gathered in the great hall, everyone but me. Didier's voice complained about the simple meals the church provided, but his pride came through in his laughter. George's voice playfully bragged about life at the royal court. Father's voice informed everyone his investments had borne fruit, and with the money he had purchased several new estates. Mother's voice was distinctly less bright than the rest of the family's. She gave vague, empty indications she was listening, though mostly stayed out of the conversation. Amy's voice sang her praises for George, her beloved husband. Never mind the fact that she was sleeping with Didier. It was all a facade, a mere shadow of a family. It's a shame Michel couldn't be here. Then we would have everyone. I was there. I was right there. I hadn't gone anywhere. You had just locked me in my room. I hope she recovers soon. I was never sick at all. The child you call Michel was actually your son. That was all there was to it. Huh? What? Everyone's gaze is concentrated on me. I gave them all a quick glance, and then, with my deepened voice, I said, I am cured. I was cured 6 months ago. Who are you? Surely you haven't forgotten my face, have you? Father? Michel? Michel? This boy is Michel. A wave of chatter spread through the hall. Mother went pale. Father objected. Didier stared. George gaped. Amy watched cautiously, fear in her eyes. What a farce. They were the ones who had wrongly decided I was a girl. What's going on? Someone tell me, what is the meaning of this? You were dressing your son up like a girl, Mother? I assumed he was a girl. Otherwise I wouldn't have put my hands on him like that. You lied to me. I would have never agreed to it if I had known. No, you're wrong. Michelle is my daughter. You call that a girl? Oh no, he's hot. I don't think that's what she's feeling, but yeah, he is gorgeous. He truly is. All these months, I was worried because you said he was sick. But that was all a lie. You couldn't pass him off as a girl anymore, so you locked him up in his room. Is that what this is? And you could have just stayed there. What possessed you to show yourself now? Stop that! Don't look at me! Don't give me that look! You said you can tell what's going through my mind, didn't you? What? Then you should know exactly how I feel about you right now. Don't be so damn full of yourself. I have no interest in a whore like you. So why don't you go cry into Didier's arms? Oh, her face. You... What? What? Huh? What are you talking about? Why Didier? Why not me? What? Hey! Anyone want to explain that for me? What had once been a nice family meal was now utter chaos. For the briefest moment I felt sorry for George, but that whisked away almost immediately. Savage, yeah. He is speaking facts. There was a crash from the table, and dishes fell, shattering against the floor. Cursed. A chilling darkness oozed from her voice. She's cursed. She was my daughter. I saw it with my own eyes. I gave birth to her. She was a girl. Michel was a girl. A malevolent curse has been placed on her. When Mother lifted her head, I had difficulty believing that was the same woman who had stayed by my bedside as I lay sick, sacrificing sleep to care for me. Her hair was a frazzled mess, and deep creases covered the face. Restrain her! Throw in the room and lock the door! She's a girl! A girl! She was a girl, I swear it! Open your eyes! Do I sound like a girl? Do I look anything like a girl? Mother's cry sent me into a frenzy. I ripped the sheet off my shoulders, throwing it to the floor. I am not a girl! And shouted. Restrain her! Please! Someone restrain her! Fear reigned in the great hall. But then, several moments of icy silence were broken by a muttering that shocked me as much as anyone else. You're not a boy. Or a girl. What? What on earth are you? You're an abomination! You're not a boy. You're an abomination. I'm... what? I had seen myself in a mirror. I was undoubtedly male. Lacking in strength though they may have been, I had visible muscles. My chest was flat, and I was taller than a girl should be. My voice was deep, and I had an obvious lump in the middle of my throat. I was male. I had to be male. What else could I be? So why was Amy looking at me like some kind of strange creature? A chill ran down my spine, and I suddenly found myself deeply uncomfortable being so exposed. There's nothing there! You got nothing there! Nothing... there. I didn't understand what she was talking about. Unable to press further, I fell silent, at which point several servants burst into the great hall and restrained me. She's a girl. She's my daughter. Mother, seemingly in a mad daze, just repeated the same thing over and over. She was a girl! As Mother wailed, she wandered off somewhere. Father stood there in silence. Amy stared at me with disgust in her eyes. George was still in a panic, and Didier clenched his fists. Eventually, I started regaining my composure, which is when I realized I had made a mistake. My sickness had been made into a curse. I was, once more, caged up in my room. In addition to the door being locked from the outside, the windows were boarded over so no one could see in, leaving me in perpetual darkness. I received no visitors except the servants, and again, none of them would look me in the eye. Every day was the same, day in and day out, day in and day out. The only time the routine changed was when, on occasion, a servant would arrive bearing a letter. It was my mother's handwriting on the parchment. We lived in the same house, yet she refused to show herself before me. I had no choice but to respond to her letters. She demanded I speak like a girl, and I didn't have the strength to defy her. There was a constant sense of urgency to her letters, like she might fall apart completely at any second. And so I did as she said. I signed each letter Michel, a female name she bestowed upon me at birth, which I so despised. Every time I used that name, I felt like I was denying my own identity. On paper, she expressed her concern for me, but that concern only served to cause me more pain. So every time I took up my quill, my hands trembled. Mother, pray daily that my curse might one day be broken. Am I cursed? Is that why my body changed? Was it not because I was male? There's nothing there. What did she mean by that? Why did she look at me the way she did? How am I an abomination? Why? I don't understand. Someone, anyone, please tell me. Someone, please! I have brought you supper. I will be back shortly to retrieve your dishes. I'll be going then. You wanna scoop him up into your arms? Yeah. Me too. He deserves a hug. He deserves all the love. Wait. What? Wait a minute. Yes? What do you need, Michel? Are you a man or a woman? Pardon? Which are you? I'm exactly what I appear to be. Which are you? I am a man. If that is all, I will be going now. Clothes off. What? Take your clothes off. Right now. Everything. Even your underclothes. What? Surely you jest, Michel. I am very serious. I could not possibly. Why not? I could not expose myself. I ordered you to take off your clothes. You mean to humiliate me? I beg you, please reconsider. What are you? You are a servant of the Bollinger estate. And what am I? I am a child of the Bollinger family. I may be locked up, imprisoned in this room, but that doesn't make you any less my servant. Am I wrong? Clothes off. Michel, I ordered you to take your clothes off. Not even a tiny sliver of guilt arose in my conscience. I felt no shame in what I was doing. All that mattered to me was figuring out what Amy had meant. I wanted to find the truth, not knowing I would have been better off in the dark. His face twisted in humiliation. The servant undressed before me. In the dim candlelight, the man's body was shaped almost like a rectangle, and at a glance, he didn't appear much different than me. A second later, though, I found my answer. I found the one crucial thing he had that I didn't. Why? My lower body lacked a part that made a man a man. I feel like there was a better way for Michel to find his answer, but his inner trauma lets it make so much sense. Yeah. This is also one thing I really like about the house in Fata Morgana. Like, Michel is our main character in the game, and he is very much a flawed person. Like, we see that in door 5, where he treats Giselle like crap through the whole time before they talk to each other. He's threatening her with a knife, he's being rude and mean, and all of that. And here he is basically threatening this servant and forcing him to humiliate himself in front of him just to find his answer because he's feeling desperate. I really like that because as a main character, he is still human. He has flaws, he's not perfect, and I love that. Because a lot of times I feel like main characters are these perfect beings that can do nothing wrong in stories, and it's not the case here, which I really like. Are you satisfied, Michel? It was then I finally learned what a man's body was supposed to look like. I'm begging you, please allow me to dress. It would be an unbearable shame to remain unclothed any longer before the young Bollinger daughter. Daughter? You still insist on calling me a damn girl. Look at these shoulders, my chest, listen to my voice. How can you possibly think any of that belongs to a girl? But how you appear does not... There was a distinct look of fear in the manservant's eyes. Not out of respect for our difference in rank, but out of disgust for this incomprehensible thing standing there before him. Those trembling eyes, and the reality dangling there in front of me, blew the lid once more of everything I had been holding back. Without that, you would be no different than me. What? Everything else is all the same. So why does it make such a difference? That you have one and I don't? Michel? I am a man. I'm a man just like you. I am no one's daughter. And if you still insist we're not the same, then I'll make you like me. Without that, you're no different than me. I was a mix of dread and panic. It was a mix of dread and panic that pushed me over the edge. And so, in order to keep myself afloat, I decided to bring another pain. Please don't do this, Michel! In a blind frenzy, hardly even aware of what I was doing, just riding the current of my erupting emotions, I swiped a knife off the tray the man had brought, knocked him down and climbed onto him. I'll get rid of it. I'll make you the same. Without it, you'd be just like me. Get off me, please! Someone help! I'll make you just like me. Get in here, someone! Anyone! Michel! She's delirious! Through the fog of hysteria, I suddenly realized I was surrounded by several servants, and the next thing I knew, I was on the floor beneath them. There was as many, if not more of them, than when I had made the scene in the Great Hall. A dozen manservants stared down at me, their eyes filled with fear and revulsion. And in the shadows beyond the crowd, I saw Mother looking in on me with vacant eyes. Mother, why will you only speak to me through letters? Why do you say I'm cursed? Mother, I'm male. I was always male. Tell me that I am, Mother. Let me out of here, please. I'm not delirious. My head is perfectly clear. I'm normal. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not cursed. Mother, say something. Mother! After that, I was shut in my room again, and even the servants stopped coming. I pushed and I shoved and I pulled and I pounded with all my strength, but the door and the windows didn't budge. You almost feel incredibly bad for your guess earlier that he doesn't have a pee-pee. Yeah, it's his one big weakness, you could say, I guess. Yeah, it's very traumatic for him, for sure. I just feel so sorry for him. Like, he doesn't deserve any of this. He's not abnormal, like, he's just different. But yeah, they refuse to understand that. A day passed, and then another. With no food or water, I started fearing death was upon me. I had no idea how miserable it was to go so long without water. My throat was dry and cracked, and it felt like it was on fire, making breathing difficult. He just needs all the love and open-mindedness. Yeah, definitely, definitely. 2 days. 48 long hours. I felt like I was going to lose my mind. After just 2 days, my skin stretched tight across my bones, looking hard and dry in the soft candlelight. Water. I need water. Someone, please, give me water. Why won't anyone bring me any? Why? My family had abandoned me and were leaving me to die in this room. When I realized that, I broke into uncontrollable shaking. The helplessness threatened to suffocate me. Fear of death turned to panic, which only scrambled my already confused mind further. I grabbed a chair, swinging it at the window, at the door. But all my attempts ended in crushing failure. Anyone! I clawed at the door, begging for help. Someone! Open the door! Anyone! Water! I need water! 1 drop, that's all I need! I'm going to die in here! Someone! Anyone! Mother! Father! Didier! George! Someone open the door, please! Help me! Someone! I need water! My throat hurts. It burns. I'm so weak. Someone! Water! Didier! George! Ah! Anyone! But not a single soul came to the door. His new place doesn't seem all that bad after this? Yeah, definitely. He's much better off at the mansion than this. With no food or water, the 3rd day came and went, and then the 4th. By that point, I was expectedly devoid of any sense of dignity, and I sat there, covered in all manner of human filth, as my body quickly wasted away. Still, I clung to the vain hope that someone would open that door. It was all I had. Occasionally I would hear footsteps. Whenever I did, I mustered up what meager strength I had left to bang on the door. Whoever's there, please, open the door. I'm begging you. Someone. But my pleas fell on deaf ears. Though they didn't respond to me, I could hear the Abigails muttering to one another in the corridor. Did you hear that? Yes, I did. I wonder what's gotten into Lady Michel. They say she was cursed. Maybe she sold her soul to the devil. How dreadful. We should stay away from that door, if we don't want to be cursed too. I am not cursed. I did not sell my soul to the devil. I'm kind of scared. I might have to find work somewhere else. Gonna make sure we stay away from that door. Why do you think I'm cursed? I never did anything wrong. Lady Michel has lost her mind. She's deranged. I'm scared even thinking about her. I am not deranged. My mind is perfectly fine. She's right crazy. She's right mad. No, I'm not. I'm perfectly normal. Someone, please get me out of here. We're going to go full East London and bowling your house, except for Michelle and maybe George. Yeah, you do that. Absolutely. I'm right there with you. The 5th and then the 6th day passed, and by that point I was hovering on death's brink. I lacked even the willpower to hold myself up against the door, so I simply lay on the cold floor, waiting for the end. I felt no sorrow, no anger, no despair, nothing. I had been sucked completely dry. I couldn't even compose a coherent thought. Which is why, when the door I had so yearned to open actually did, and someone stepped inside standing over me, I was unable to process it. My God, what a mess. Hey, are you still alive? Well, look at that. I was afraid you would be dead. It was Amy's voice. Oh, look at that CG. It's downright terrifying. I'm sorry, really. I didn't mean you much harm. But after what you said in front of the whole family, I was a little upset. I couldn't tell what she was saying. All I could hear were garbled sounds, and all I could do was moan at her. The servants are all afraid of you now after your little episode, so I volunteered to bring you food in their place. Everyone was so grateful. I don't think anyone likes you anymore. Eventually, my muddy mind managed to make sense of the things she was holding in her hands. A tray of food. I could smell it from here. At first, I just gave you food to a stray cat. I wish you could have seen it devouring every last bit. Water. What I didn't know, though, was that people can die in just a few days without water. I never intended to kill you. I just didn't know. So I'm really sorry about that. Water. But you're alive. For someone so physically weak, you sure are tenacious. Isn't that nice? You have one thing you can be proud of. Water. What was that? Water? You want water? Hold on, I got some right here. She picked up a goblet with her delicate fingers. My hand swiped weakly at the air, trying to grab it. A grin spread across her lips, and then she let go. Go on, drink. You better hurry, or the rug will absorb it all. You wanted water, didn't you? Then drink. In that moment, I could hear the sound of the last of my dignity crumbling away. Driven solely by my survival instinct, I bent down toward the rug, pressing my lips against the spreading puddle. You really did it! This is too good, Michel. You look like a cat. No, cats are much more graceful. I can't stop laughing. The daughter of a prestigious family, the bowling ears, sucking water out of a carpet. Such a lovely lady, yeah, very lovely. And she's making you so irrevocably wrathful, yeah, I hate her, she's, she is a demon. I wish I had a painter here to capture this image on canvas. So, you know, I accept that I made a mistake, Michel. I promise I'll bring you your food from now on. I'll take very good care of you. This is going to be fun. Listening to her childish yet deeply malicious laughter, I understood. I was her plaything now. My hell was only just beginning. Having gotten food and water, my body recovered somewhat, but I was hardly in peak condition. That would take some time, given how badly malnourished I had been. Amy continued to treat me like a pet, constantly stoking the flame of rage within me. But I was too weak to stay on my feet for long, and talking hurt my throat. I assume it was a calculated effort on her part to maintain power over me. to keep me as miserable as possible. She is somehow seeming worse than Morgana? Yeah, definitely. Morgana is more like... I feel like Morgana isn't really evil. She's more like... evilly playful in a way. Whereas Amy is just pure evil. No good traits whatsoever. I mean, Morgana is doing some shitty stuff as well, that's for sure. But yeah, I feel like Amy is definitely the worst of the two. She always had a smirk on her face as she gazed down on me. Michel should have just learned to knit. They could have been friends. Yeah, sure. Right. Vindictive with a lack of compassion for others in a way. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Come on, open up. Today I'm going to feed you myself. What's the matter? I can't put anything in with your mouth closed. Or do you want to starve to death? Amy, why are you doing this? Why? Because it's fun. Why else? You married into this family, you sick wench. What gives you the idea? You can treat me. Are you saying that because I married in, I'm of a lesser stature than you? That's true, I am. But what's your point? You think you can intimidate me with formalities? Amy! Ew! I would rather you not speak my name if you wouldn't mind. That doesn't excuse your treatment of me. Someone, Didier or George, will make you pay for this. You don't have a single friend in here, Michel. No one take your side. And no one to say a thing about me playing with you. Assuming you were, somehow, able to tell someone, no one would believe you. That's a lie! Do you have any idea what people say about you? They say you've gone mad, that you sold your soul to the devil. Do you honestly believe anyone would trust you? I am not mad. I don't know. You look plenty mad to me. Ugh. Fine. Then I'll run away. I'll escape from this estate. And from you. You think you could survive out in the world with that body? A stray cat could lift more than you. You'd never find work. I give you a week at best. You can't be sure of that. Maybe I can make it on my own. Maybe. But either way, there's no way you're getting out. You try to run. Someone might just cut your legs off. How is that at all necessary? Don't ask me. Maybe because your curse hasn't broken? You know, you're lucky you're even allowed to live. And you should be grateful to me for volunteering to take care of you. Nobody else wanted to have anything to do with it. So if you want to keep living, you have to show me some respect. And you have to do everything I tell you. Understood? So this is the real you. You were just pretending to be respectable. When in reality, not only are you sleeping with Didier, you're a downright vile woman. You've been putting on an act ever since you got here. Oh, you make it sound like I'm someone worse than anyone else. I'm quite normal, thank you. How is this normal? Listen to me, Michel. The side of me you see right now isn't necessarily the whole thing. The sweet girl I am for the family is also me. And when I held you in my arms, that too was me. I'm not putting on an act. Liar. Although, to tell you the truth, I never actually liked you, so that part was a lie, yes. If Mother hadn't asked, I would have never even considered getting friendly with you. Amy! You know, life as a noblewoman is so dull. It's so restrictive. No room for love at all. So can you really blame me? There so happened to be the most wonderful night right there for the taking. Why shouldn't I have gone after him? I'm still young. Let me have some fun, you know? Not like women have much else in the way of recreation. So it wasn't Didier, but you who seduced him. And it all would have worked out beautifully too, if you had only kept your mouth shut. You ruined our family gathering and damaged my reputation. And you called me a whore. That wasn't very nice now, was it? Is it any surprise I'm a little sore? You brought this on yourself, Michel. I brought this on myself? Don't you dare! Nothing justifies what you're doing to me. I'm not the disturbed one. You're a crazy whore and don't try and pretend otherwise, damn you. Oh my, such language. You're not being very nice to me, Michel. Girls aren't supposed to talk like that, you know. I'm not a girl. Then what are you? I'm a man. A man? With that body? Amy quietly rose, grabbed me by the hair, and shoved me to the floor. Let go of me! You call yourself a man? You can't even get out of a girl's grip. I'm not all that strong either. In fact, I'd say I'm rather weak. Just a small, powerless girl. If you were a man, you would have no problem breaking free, malnourished or otherwise. But you can't. Get! She traced the lines of my emaciated ribs with her nails, traveling slowly down my chest. But even ignoring that, you're missing the most important part. Stop! Get off me! I tried to shove her aside with all the strength I could squeeze out of my arms. But as Amy had said, I couldn't even overpower a girl. All I could do was lie there beneath her and beg. Get off me! Groaning in anger and frustration. Her finger came to a stop just above my navel. She looked up at me with a sweet smile, and then pulled her hand away. And just as a wave of relief spread through me, she shoved me back, jumped up, and slammed her foot between my legs. I shuddered as the pain jolted up my spine. Amy looked down on me as I screamed. A smirk spread across her face. Oh my, does that hurt? There's a surprise. Even without boy parts, it still hurts. Stop, please. And she didn't stop at stepping on me. I'm begging you, stop, please. She dug her toes into my flesh. What are you exactly, Michel? From the feel of it, you don't quite have the proper girl parts either. Amy, please. On top of the physical pain, unbearable humiliation and shame corroded away at my spirit. What a strange creature you are. Stop! If I could have died right there and then, honestly, that would have been preferable to the emotional hell she was putting me through. You should take a look at yourself in the mirror, Michel. You're crying, sobbing like a sad little girl. Not much of a boy, are you? And you lusted after me with this body. Seriously, you're disgusting. I can't believe you actually had the gall to fall for me. Amy's abuse was not a one-time occurrence. As she had promised, she came to feed me every day, but her arrival brought nothing but anguish and torture. Every day she chipped away more of my spirit, but I hadn't succumbed to her yet. My anger still overpowered any fear I felt. About a week after Amy started caring for me. Have you been a good girl, Michel? I brought you your supper. I set it right here for you. What's the matter, Michel? Your food's right there. It's going to get cold. Go on, eat. But no using your hands. Crawl over and use your mouth. Come on, eat. Or would you rather I fed you? Ew. What was that? Do you have something to say? I can't understand a word you're saying, Michel. If you would eat, you would have enough strength to talk. You... Huh? I'm going to kill you, Amy! That was, I believe, the first time in my life I had felt a sincere, overpowering desire to end someone's life. I wanted to see her dead. With my hands and legs tied up, I lurched for her. And like the dog she so wanted me to be, I jumped down on her wrist. Ah! The taste of someone else's blood was far more unpleasant than I had expected. I felt like I was going to vomit. But I was determined to not let go of her wrist for any reason. I would gnaw through to the bone and rip her entire hand off. She could beat me unconscious and I still wouldn't let go. She would have to kill me to get me off her. I wanted her to feel the same pain I felt when she trampled on me. Let go! My body never did what I wanted it to, though. I could swear on my life I wouldn't release her arm. But I could never seem to make good on my determination. Amy's foot flew up into my emaciated gut. The pointed tip of her shoe dug into my flesh like a knife, and I collapsed to the floor in a fit of convulsions. And just as I was about to cough up a mouthful of stomach acid, she rammed her foot into my abdomen a second time. She didn't even give me enough time to get to my feet, let alone fight back, before she kicked me again. Again and again and again and again. My gut, my chest, my legs, and my face. What's wrong with you? Don't you get it? You're not the one in control here. You should be thanking me. What you did to me that day was incredibly hurtful. Yet here I am, bringing you food. Can you not see just how kind-hearted I am? So why would you go and bite me? What would possess you to do such a thing? Gasping for breath, my consciousness slipping away from me. I caught a glimpse of Amy's eyes as she swung her leg back for another kick. And when I did, a single word rose to my mind. Demon. Isn't that something? You can't even stand up to a girl. I'm not that strong. I'm weak and frail. This is the first time I've ever kicked someone. I have absolute control over you, Michel. You understand that now, right? You learned your lesson, didn't you? Not an ounce of strength remained within me. My tongue and my cheeks were torn up, and my mouth tasted of blood. Thinking herself weak and having no experience in the way of physical violence, she knew no restraint. The ignorant can be so much more brutal and viciously relentless than the seasoned. My vision had gone red, and I could hardly feel my own face. There was a strange gurgling sound with every breath I took. Ah, jeez, what am I going to do about this hand? It hurts like crazy. Oh, I know. I'll tell everyone you finally lost it. And try to bite my hand off. They'll all feel so sad for me. I can just see the sad looks on Didier and George's faces. They will not. You know, your brothers have completely given up on you. A deranged sister is nothing but trouble. You know what you are, Michel? You're a demon child. Why was I the demon and not her? Why did no one come to my aid? Several times I considered ending my life, but every time I did, memories of better days came back to me, of the time before my body had transformed, the days when we were all so sure of our happiness, kept me chained to life. Why couldn't things still be the way they had been? In my heart, I hadn't changed at all. So how had things ended up like this? Michel! Oh, Michel! Are you in there? Did you need something, George? Oh, come on, don't be like that. Do I have to need something to talk to you? No, but you looked like you were in an unusually good mood, so I thought... Well, why wouldn't I be? It's a wonderfully gloomy day out. This makes me wonder what Morgana showed Giselle. Yeah. We will find out. Probably not today though, because I think we still have quite some way to go with this door. We probably need to finish it next time. But next time for sure we will find out. I would understand it if it were clear out, but can you really say it's wonderfully gloomy? Well, you can't be outside for very long when it's not cloudy, so in our case this is perfect weather. Ah. What do you say we go for a little stroll while we can? Dee's around too, so we can see if he's up for it. It'll be like old times. We've been running around like headless chickens lately, so we haven't had much of a chance for sibling outing. We'll have Mom make us a lunch, and then... Oh! We'll take a couple of horses up the forest edge. I'm fine with that if you are. You bet your bum I am. I asked after all. Now come on, let's go. An outing, you say? Yep. Hop on a couple of horses and head for the forest. We haven't done this in a while, so I figured why not? I see. Well, if Michel is coming, I see no reason to say no. Let's set off right away. Whoa, slow down there. Are you saying you wouldn't go if it was just me? Is Michel or nothing? Of course. Why on earth would I want to go horse riding alone with you? I would rather drown myself. Oh my god. Sibling relationships. I would have never known because I don't have any siblings. Seem fantastic though. Le gasp! Didier? Could I perhaps make a small request? Go on, let's hear it. Do you mind if I hold the horse's reins? Oh, that's all? By all means. Such delightful cuteness to break up Michel's torture. Yeah, I think we need this after all of the torture. Even though it's kind of heartbreaking because this is in the past and the future is... or... yeah, the future is kind of horrible, so, you know. I'll be there behind you to make sure nothing happens, so have at it. But do be warned, my horse is a bit temperamental. If you're not gentle, he'll start getting moody with you. I doubt that would be a problem for you though, Michel. It's bittersweet, just like Michel's cling to life. Yeah, exactly. I'll be careful. Hey, whoa! Slow down, guys! Look at that, Michel. George is still fumbling around all the way back there. Are we going a bit too fast? No, you're fine. That you were able to get past that so quickly is proof of your talent. Ah, finally I caught up. This isn't a race, you know. Why can't we enjoy the scenery? Indulge in some nice pathos. A warrior and his horse need not of pathos. Isn't that right, Michel? It certainly is, Didier. Come on, you guys! Be nice! This was my idea! You're really taking after old D, haven't you, Michel? I, for one, would rather see you admiring flowers or dancing with butterflies, or gazing out at a beautiful sunset or enjoying poetry. More pathos, my dear sister, and less barbarism. Long swords, suits of armor, and tales of heroic knights are so much more appealing, though. You've let him get his claws in too deep, Michel. Oh dear, oh my. I'm going to have 2 meathead siblings before I know it. What did you just call me? Now, you two. Why don't we stop here for a picnic? Seconded. My stomach's been rumbling up a storm. I took a few bites earlier because I was about to die back there. I hope your horse throws you into a river. Aww, look at them. Hey, so the other day I brought a cat home. A cat? Yep, specky from head to tail and ugly as a witch's arse. I was gonna keep it in my room, but Mom flipped when she saw it. Keep that filthy thing out of my house. Wish there was something we could do about how much of a clean freak she is. George, try not to stress Mother too much. Young Michel is adorable. Yeah, he's so cute. You're unpredictable enough as it is. It would be nice, though. To have a cat, I mean. You think so? Then how about this? We'll keep it in the courtyard. I'll feed it on days when it's clear, and you can do it when it's cloudy, Michel. I don't know what cats eat, though. I bet he liked pastries. Do you want to kill the cursed thing? I cannot approve of anyone taking care of an animal who think that's a good idea. Sorry. Oh, pull a stick out of your ass, D. Life's all about experimentation. Live and learn. Don't experiment on animals. Well, if you're gonna be like that, how about you help out too? You can keep an eye on us and make sure we don't do anything stupid. What? Now you're trying to drag me into this? Already done. You're in. It's settled. Damn it, George. Now we need to come up with a name. Have any ideas, Michel? What? You want me to name it? Not very often do you get to give another living thing a name. Well, I guess we might have a few more chances down the road. Consider this practice. Something elegant and beautiful. You got this. I bet Didier is the sort of man to hate a pet outwardly but be super sweet to them in private. Yeah, I feel that too. Like he's one of those dads in families who are like, no, we're not getting a pet. And then they are the one who spoils the pet the most. Now, George, don't put so much pressure on her. That was the mental image you had too? Yeah. You have a point though. It is a good opportunity. Don't stress too much about it, Michel. Just choose something you like. You said the cat was speckled and ugly. Yep. One look and you'll be laughing so hard you can't breathe. Poor cat. Alright then. Ugly Speckles. I knew it was coming, but it's still so cute. It's so dumb. Ugly Speckles. Oh, Michel. My poor boy. And then the silence too. That's its name? It would seem you do not have a future in the arts, Michel. But you said it was ugly and speckled, George. I did, yes. You could have tried a little harder than that, though. But, you know, why not? Ugly speckles it is. Spuckly, that's even worse. Oh my god. It's actually kind of charming when you say it out loud. Ugly speckles. It's not that funny. It is quite something indeed. The more I think about it, the more I... Not you too, Didier. We should bring ugly speckles on our next outing. Sitting together beneath the clouds, having lunch. That we should. When Michel's gotten a little bigger, let's do this again. The three of us and our ugly speckled cat. You said it. We're all good friends here after all. I've never been your friend though. God, must you always be such a jerk? And we're back to darkness. I think maybe this is the good place to end it, actually. Yeah, I think we should end on a happy note, so let me change screen here. You need to get male banter if you want to be a man, Michel. Well... I think that's more sibling banter than anything else. But hey, what do I know? I'm a woman. I wouldn't know much of manly banter, so you tell me, dude. Yeah. But this was a rather dark episode, so I'm glad we could end it on a somewhat happy note at least. Next time we will probably be able to finish this door, I think, because we're getting closer to the end of it. So yeah. Let's see here. My mind is a little wobbly today. So yeah, next stream will be on Sunday, and we will be playing Final Fantasy VII. Quick disclaimer though, depending on some different factors, we might have a Final Fantasy VII stream on Saturday as well. It's not quite decided yet, but I will come back about that and put up a note on the community tab tomorrow if that's the case, so you will know beforehand. But the current plan is Sunday, and then we'll see. Being friendly with each other is all about calling each other idiots and competing about stupid things, I think. Yeah, okay. I think that's quite normal friendship. I mean, I think we are like that in our friend group too, and we are two girls and one guy, so you know. You're very much looking forward to it, whichever day, and thank you so much for the lovely stream. Thank you too, Quill, for being here. It's always lovely. Yeah, I do enjoy these streams a lot, and it makes it much more pleasant to having people here in chat with me, just hanging out and enjoying this story with me. As I've said many times, this is my favorite story of all time, so sharing it with other people, it's a delight, really. I really do love it. But yeah, the next The House in Fata Morgana stream will be on Monday, but I will put up my schedule as usual on Sunday. Yeah. But we'll see when if I stream on Saturday or not, but otherwise it will be on Sunday. So yeah. I don't think I have anything else to bring up. You're absolutely delighted I'm sharing it with you too. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to go and have a shower now and then make some dinner. Then I'm just gonna try and relax for a bit. I have been so tired today. I don't know really what's wrong with me. I was super tired yesterday too. I almost started to wonder if I was like getting sick or something, but no, I feel fine. I'm just really, really tired. So yeah. Weekend steam? What do you mean? What do you mean stream? I'll have the burrito blanket ready for you after shower. Perfect. I need that. Yeah, we'll see if there will be how many weekend streams there will be, but definitely on Sunday at least. So yeah. Or do you mean that I'm tired after all the streaming I did this weekend? Could be the case. I also think that maybe the fact that it's summertime now might have something to do with it. That it's affecting my body because it hasn't gotten used to it yet. It's just a theory though, but yeah, I'm very tired, so I'm gonna go and make some dinner and shower and then just relax for a bit. Oh, you mean what about second weekend stream? Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. It depends. It depends. But I will let you know. So yeah, have a nice evening everyone, and I will see you guys next time, and I will let you know before when, so yeah, bye!